Welcome to the International Institute of Genealogical Studies, found at genealogicalstudies.com. And this is our US Colonial Ancestors virtual meeting. We do this for our students for the benefit of those taking our courses, but we're happy that you're joining us, even if you haven't taken the course, because I hope to give you some inspiration and some resources for your colonial research. The three courses that these virtual meetings cover is the Mayflower Ancestors course, the US Colonial New England Ancestors course, and the United Empire Loyalist Ancestors course. And these can be found on our webpage under courses or at the genealogystore.com. Okay, so we do have virtual meetings for each of them now, and they will rotate. And so it'll be every 3 months that these virtual meetings will come up. So the first one is the Mayflower, and then the Colonial Ancestors, Colonial New England Ancestors, and then the United Empire Ancestors. And it can touch a little bit on the Revolutionary War, which I'm going to talk about today, but that is doesn't have its own individual course, but you can find it in the American Military Records course. There's a module in there about the Revolutionary War records and where they can be found. So what I wanted to talk about today is I'm seeing a lot about the 250th anniversary. And so I thought, what is this all about? And in 1775, there was a lot of events that led up to the Declaration of Independence, which was actually the 4th of July, 1776, which is next year. But a lot of places are celebrating the 250th anniversary of events that led up to that. For example, Lexington and Concord, the battle there, the Battle of Bunker Hill, was just a couple days ago on the 18th of June. And the creation of the American Army, the US Army, that anniversary was last weekend. And so there's a lot of things coming up. So I thought that I would take this chance for our colonial research to see what were our colonial ancestors doing in 1775, which was 250 years ago. And it's a good place to start if you want to figure out what part they played in the American Revolution, how that affected them. Were there battles nearby? Were there regiments that were called up? What was the influences and the impact on them 250 years ago? And so this is what I did is I went into Google and I just put in American Revolution 250th events. And there are a lot of them. And so this is the image view, which I like to look at sometimes just because I'm intrigued by the images that they round. And so I could look at the top. I could just click Lexington. I could click 250th birthday, South Carolina, the Boston Tea Party, Boston itself, Concord, and this goes on. So you can filter it down on Google to different events, or you can scroll down. And if you see one that intrigues you, you can click on it. This is a YouTube one. And this is Boston celebrating the 250th anniversary, probably the Boston Tea Party. And it'll say on Google here, this is the Tennessee Society of the Sons of the American Revolution, a list of their 250th anniversary events, and Massachusetts, and lots of things. So I just scrolled down the page, and so I just took some screenshots of different things that are being posted there. Actually, Google is finding all of these 250th anniversary events to celebrate different points in the timeline in the early um, American Revolution, leading up to the Declaration of Independence. And so go through there, put it in there, and you could even narrow it down and put American Revolution 250th anniversary Massachusetts or New Jersey or Boston or a certain place that you're interested in and filter it down and see what you come up with. And even if the event has already taken place, if you click on it, you may see pictures of what happened, how they celebrated it, or you will find advertisements for ones that are coming up that haven't occurred yet, but are occurring later this year. And a lot of these organizations have put a lot of work into celebrating this special 250th anniversary. I know already last year I was hearing from different societies on what they were planning for events for this year and next year for the 250th anniversary. And so just go through and see what you can find, and you may be surprised. So one of the things that I discovered was there is a museum of the American Revolution, and it is in Philadelphia. And so I just clicked on that, and it has lots of things in there. It has things that you can look at online. There's even a timeline uh, of the American Revolution app that you can download to your computer. And there's other virtual events, and there's also things that are on exhibit there, and so you can see what their exhibits are and when they are. Washington's war tents, that would be interesting. Books that may help you to understand different aspects of the American Revolution, and these are all on the website. One that intrigued me was about the banners, the flags, because every uh, um, company or battalion of the army, they always had their own flag, and that they used flags to make signals where they go, along with the other the drummer. The drummer would give signals, but the flags they would follow. And if the flag fell, they would pick it up. Someone else would pick it up and carry it. And the flags were very important. They identified the different groups, the different regiments. And there was a really interesting, I didn't screenshot it because it was quite a long page, but on the virtual one, you can go in and see some of the actual flags that are still in existence, and they are on display at the Museum of the American Revolution. And so that I found interesting. And so if you know that your ancestor was part of that regiment and the flag still exists, how cool is that to add that to your family history, that this is the flag that they would have flown when they went into the battles that they fought in. Okay, another thing is Facebook. I'm on a lot of different groups in Facebook, and there are groups, there are pages. You can ask questions. There's reenactment groups. There's colonial history Facebook pages for a lot of towns. I follow one in Massachusetts that it posts a lot of things about colonial times in that town. This is one that was interesting. There is a page, but there's also a group, and you can see in the lower right corner that it says join. That means that I've joined this group, and it'll tell you this is a private group. If it's a public group, that means you join it, but everything that is posted there can be seen by anybody and you can see everything. A private one, you have to request to join it, and they filter um, the members that are coming in just to make sure that you're a real person, that you're actually interested in the topic of their group. There'll be maybe some questions, but there's also a list of rules of the group, like, please don't post anything that's not relevant to this group. Please be kind, all of those kind of things. And if somebody's in there posting things they shouldn't, they will be bumped out of the group. So that's one way of controlling that everything that you read in there is relevant to that group. And so this is one, a lot of reenactor material is in here and different aspects. And so also, don't forget to look at the media here, which is the pictures, but also the files. On this one, there was a lot of files posted in there on different aspects of camp life, of what the reenactors do to bring that 18th century history to life. And so don't forget to do that. So as I was scrolling today, this is what came across my feed. And I thought, what the heck is that? And that is an alligator. And so talk about clickbait and, posting a picture that's going to catch your attention. So yes, it caught my attention and I clicked on it. But I'm glad I did because it was they were sharing about a paper, a scholarly article that was written by John U. Rees, and it was called Whilst in the Country, Supplementing Soldiers' Rations with Regional Foods. And this in particular was Sullivan's expedition of 1779 and the Carolina campaigns of 1780 to 1782. And it gave a link to click. And notice that Facebook will shorten it, and so you have to actually click on it to get to that. So if you are saving something like this, I just took a screenshot, it's not going to give me the whole URL. And so make sure that if you're saving something that you click and save the actual URL, which I'm going to show you on the next slide. But here he describes that this is what the paper is about, that they were there, they were short on rations. And so what do? You have to eat what's local, and that would include alligator if, that's what's available and they can catch it, and frogs and whatever else that they can then use to eat to survive when they're short on provisions. And so I thought this is interesting. So I clicked through and this is what I got. And this is a website that I am a member on, and you can sign up for a free account. It doesn't cost anything. There is a paid account as well, but I stay on the free one. And it just has a lot of papers that are being posted by people, and you can search by topic, you can search by author, and I found some interesting articles. And so this one, to add to your social history of your American Revolution, to look at what were the soldiers eating as they're on expeditions, as they're, waiting in between battles and they're traveling. What are they eating? And so you go on there. This was the title of it. And then it had a download button, which I clicked, and this is the URL that was shortened by Facebook, but this is the full URL. And then you get a PDF, and this is the front cover of the PDF. Now, this one, why would I want to download this? It's, interesting to read about it, but look what was at the end. All kinds of URLs to other resources, things that you may want to look at and explore further. Soldiers' food and cooking in the war for independence. Just a lot of different resources that are on these articles that people are posting in academia.edu. And so you want to do a search in there to see if there's things that will help you in your research. And so while I was in there, I found another one, of course, and this was by the same author, only this one was a group of articles all together in one download, one PDF download. And so this was the front cover, but look inside. This is just 2 pages, and I think there were 30 some pages in this particular PDF. There were links and links, lots of links to check out and find other resources. And even one, and then they had different topics. And so this one was soldiers campaign shelters, what they did how they slept in the shelter, what the tents looked like, how they put them up. And these are things that reenactors use, but they study history on the actual design of things in order to be as accurate as they can when they're doing their reenactments. But then that's how you find, with the same resources, what it was like for your ancestor if they were a soldier in the American Revolution. And so it just had lots and lots of resources in this PDF. And so it's well worth going in there and downloading these and see what you can find. Okay, and so don't forget, when you're on a group or a Facebook page, that check out the events. So I clicked on events and I found out there's one coming up next weekend. June the 28th is the Battle of Monmouth, which I probably pronounced wrong, a reenactment in New Jersey. And so it will show you they are sharing things for other people because you're interested in that topic. They will share events that maybe you didn't know about. And so always check the events and see what is being posted, and keep up on what is happening on those Facebook groups. Okay, another place to look on Facebook groups is historical societies. And this one is the Historical Society of Moorestown, and it has an excellent Facebook page. And when you're on the Facebook page, you always want to click into the About section and check out where it is in the first place, but also, and the email if you want to email them, but look at the website and then go to the website. And when I clicked through and went to the Moorestown history.org, they have an excellent, excellent website, and they have a blog on there. They have all kinds of things that you can do. They have usually have resources. Always check out what is on the website pages for historical societies, genealogical societies, museums, archives, libraries, any of those kind of things where your ancestors lived, and find out if they have articles on different time periods and the time periods, especially the American Revolution. And a lot of these places will be having special 250th anniversary celebrations, and check and see when they are, because it may coincide with a specific battle or event, or it may just be on the 4th of July, when you're celebrating the Independence Day, or it could be later in the year. And so always check and see what they have planned. Okay, another website that I really like to use, it is an older website, but the information doesn't change. And so this is called britishbattles.com. And so it is for the British military. But I scrolled down and clicked on American Revolutionary War, and then it will give me a lot of information, and it will give me the battles, and even who was the officers in the battle, both on the American and the British side, who won, how many people were injured, how many people died. Just there's a lot of information on these pages. And so not just for the American Revolution, but for other battles as well. Anything that the British Army was connected to is going to have information on there. And so I just wanted to mention that website as well, because it has a really good timeline. And when I do have two British soldiers and a loyalist. And when I go in there, I know what battles they were part of, and I can go in there and get more information about what was happening at that time, and even maps. You can find to see where they were and what was happening, so that you can research their military service. Okay, and so that is what I have for today. And so just to say again that these colonial period courses are for this particular virtual meeting will rotate, and the next one will be on the Mayflower in July. And don't forget to check our calendar and see when the next one is. And the next colonial one, because of the rotation, will be in September. And right now it's scheduled for September 25th. And so check back and see what we're looking at for colonial research in September. And these are just some URLs of the Institute, our website, where you can find our courses, the genealogy store, where you can purchase printed material, textbooks, compulsory materials, even t-shirts we have on there for the Institute. We also have a blog and a Facebook page, and Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. And check our YouTube channel, because we're putting some of our virtual meetings there as well for the public to share with the public what we are doing at the Institute, and see what is posted there. And don't forget about Genealogy Social, which is our Genealogy Wise page, and get involved there with our groups, and hope that you will check that out. So I want to thank you for joining me today for the US Colonial Ancestors virtual meeting. I'm Cheryl Levy, and this was presented by the International Institute of Genealogical Studies, found at genealogicalstudies.com.